Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's been a long time, but we're back and we're going to be today's episode is actually a very interesting topic because it's one of the commonest questions a lot of people ask me. So they're getting married or they're planning to get married and they're like, how much should I be looking at for a budget? What's a reasonable amount of money to set aside as a budget for my wedding? Because um many times when people ask me that kind of question, I'm like you we should know, but I realize that because I'm in the wedding space, I'm in the wedding industry, I understand particular costs. I know, oh, this would cost um this kind of amount for a typical event. I can look at a wedding ceremony and I can guess how much the entire budget of the wedding, well, not entire budget, but budget for a lot of things is for that wedding. But a lot of people cannot actually do that. And today I'm going to try to explain, break it down, how you can set a budget for your wedding. So maybe you're looking to get married in 6 months, you're looking to get married in a year, 2 years, but you want to start early, you want to start planning early. Um, Stick around and then we're going to learn together. It promises to be a very wonderful time. And please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also remember to turn on the notification button so that you would always get notified whenever I will post a new video, which would be weekly now. So I'm committing to a weekly video for your everything that has to do with personalized experiences. You're going to get it on this channel. So let's go into it. And we're back. So I'm going to be speaking majorly to a Nigerian bride or Nigerian couple. When you're looking to plan a wedding, or you're thinking, okay, so how much is appropriate for me to set aside as a budget for a wedding? I don't want to get it. When you want to allocate the budget, or you're thinking, okay, what what should I be expecting, or how much should I expect to spend for my wedding? And this is not just money from my own personal pocket. Sometimes it's the family that is funding the wedding, but then they're asking you, okay, give us a budget, and you're like, I don't even know where to start from. And maybe at that point in time, you've not engaged the services of an event planner, or even your event plan. Even when you engage service of your event planner will typically ask you, "What's your budget?" And you're like, "See, I don't know." Some people genuinely don't know. Some people are pretty much open to, you know what, this is the kind of wedding I want. Tell me how much it will cost. Some people are like, I'm not very, I don't plan to spend so much on the wedding. So tell me what's reasonable to have. And then I'm going to be speaking to particular elements you need to consider when you're budgeting for your wedding. So there are three things that typically would take the bulk of your budget. So you have your venue, you have catering, and then you have decor. Those three things are very important to your wedding. So maybe you could just ask people around, or you could just check online how much is 1000 capacity venue, how much is a 500 capacity venue, how much is a 200 capacity venue. Once you have that, you have, okay, so you have an idea of, okay, maybe for a 500 capacity, or I'm looking to spend maybe between 700,000 to a million, 1.2 million. You have that. Then you're like, okay, excuse me, catering, you have to think of catering per person. So when you say catering in terms of the main dish, the main menu of the day, we're not even talking about the drinks, we're not talking about the side dishes and the finger foods that you typically have in a Nigerian wedding. So if you look at catering, you say, okay, if I'm budgeting maybe 2,500 naira per person, just multiply that. If I'm having 500 guests, for example, multiply that by 500, you already have 1.25 million. Yeah, so that gives you an idea of, okay, I'm not saying that catering is 2,500 naira, please let nobody come to misquote me. I'm saying that something reasonable, because you also need to consider that you would have extra charges. So a caterer will charge you service charge, because she's going to bring servers, she's going to do the tablescape and things like that. So then you also need to think of decor. You can just ask around, okay, how much is a typical wedding decor? The truth of the matter is that wedding decors are not particularly typical, because there are particular elements that you want to feature in your wedding decor, because decor is a major part of the wedding. It's if I get to a venue and the decor is very, very drab, like everybody's just wondering, see, when are these people leaving? Like when is this wedding over? It doesn't set the tone for people to want to know what, how I come to a wedding, I want to party the way we like to party in Nigeria and things like that. So those are particular things you need to think about for example, for a 500 capacity wedding or for a 500 guest wedding, you're looking at about 5 to 7 million to be very, very conservative. Or yeah, to be conservative, you're looking at 500 to 5 million to 7 million, because I just highlighted, if you say you're budgeting a 1 million for your decor, you already have catering about 1.25, and you already have venue like a 1.5 thereabout. It means that you're already like almost halfway your budget. That's already over 3 million naira. So now please note that I'm not saying that these things are cast in stone. I'm just giving you an idea, because I've met a lot of people and then somebody's telling me, oh, we're looking to host 700 guests and we're looking at a budget of 3 million or 5 million, and I'm already like, I'm not sure this would work. Because if you remove particular elements, I know that a lot of people have seen posts. I think last year we had a lot of people come out with different packages to say, oh, you can actually do a wedding for 5 million naira, for 500 guests at 5 million naira. But I like to tell people, look at the offerings, look at what is actually on that list. You will discover that your venue is not there. Catering decor typically will be there, but your venue is not there. Venue takes a whole lot, a chunk of the budget for your wedding. So if your budget is 5 million naira, for example, and your venue is 1 million naira, it means that venue alone has taken 20% of your budget, of your entire budget for the wedding. So it's good that we look at these things objectively, so that it doesn't come a time and you're like, oh, I'm spending too much on my wedding, or I didn't know it was going to be this expensive, or now you're trying to cut costs and then you don't get the kind of experience, the wedding experience that you have. And then another way you can look at it is looking at it cost per head, so cost per person. If you have, say, a 500 guests, you are planning to host a 500, you're planning to have a wedding for 500 guests, you now look at, okay, what if I allocate 10,000 naira per person? That's already 5 million naira. So if I move it to 50,000 naira per person, just kind of like to have a general overview. Of course, typically as the number increases, for example, if you say a 1,000 capacity wedding or a 1,000 guest wedding, if at that point where you're doing, or if I'm doing 10,000 naira per guest, that's about 10 million naira, may actually give allowance for other spending. For example, you may have like the venue you get is like 1.5 million naira. So instead of the initial 20% of your budget, it's now 15%. So you have like an extra 5% that you can use for other things and like that. So I'm not saying that you should just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm just going to multiply 500 times 10,000 or 1,000 times 10,000 or 200 times 10,000, because sometimes it doesn't work that way. But actually highlighting the major costs for the wedding would help you have a general overview. Okay, if for example I'm saying my budget is 5 million naira and I already have 3 million naira set aside for venue, catering or food, because that catering does not actually include drinks. So I have my venue, my decor, and my food main dish for the day, and it gives you an idea, it gives you a sense. Okay, so if I do it this way, I can actually now highlight other parts and say, okay, what if I allocate this, what if I allocate that? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, because sometimes a lot of people are very, very naive in terms of what things actually cost in the market. So it is in the planning process they now know, oh, I actually didn't know this was this expensive. I didn't know it was this price. I used to like it. Oh, I like dual chairs. I like chivalry chairs. I like executive chairs. I like the chairs this way. I like the stable setting. I like the stable scape. I like this the quality of the work of this photographer and things like that. But you don't necessarily know how much it costs. So all of that are things you should consider when you are budgeting for your wedding. And I hope that you've gotten something from this particular episode. If you have learned anything, please let me know in the comment section below. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, and please, we're also trying to increase our subscriber base. Please subscribe to this channel. Also share with your friends and families. Anybody you know that is getting married, just tag them on this video so that, or send them the link so they can watch.